right, so today we're going to focus on some shoulder mobility specific to swimming. So just before we get started, I want you guys to have a few things nearby. First things first is some type of stick, PVC pipe, broom, whatever you have. Next is a half foam roll. This is also the size of a paper towel roll. Anything that's really a foot long, a ruler, you can get a little creative there. And then just having an elevated surface, a bench, a couch, chair, ottoman, whatever you have nearby. We're going to use that at the end. So let's get started on one knee here. Just going to get a little bit of a warm up going. Hands together, and we're just rotating towards the side of the knee that's up. You really want to have your eyes follow your thumbs as you're going through it here. And you're trying to make sure your shoulders stay level. They don't dip down or your torso doesn't do any weird twisting motion here. So let's just get about 5 each way. If you want a little more out of it, you may have to exhale as you go back. And then same thing this way. Eyes following those hands. You may find one side that's tighter than the other. It's very normal. Good, 1 to 2 more. And 1 more. All right, and then we're gonna go right into our shoulder bridge. So fingers are pointed away from us. Try to get your hands just about shoulder width apart. And we're bridging up. Getting our hips and chest as high up to the ground as we can, while keeping our shoulder blades pulled back here. If we're doing this right, we should get a good stretch through our biceps and maybe through the front part of our shoulders as well. Good, let's get about 2 to 3 more. Shooting anywhere for about 8 to 10 of these. And you can obviously make these harder the closer you bring your hands together, the further you bring your hands back. So if you don't want as much intensity, you can bring your hands a little closer to you. Won't be as bad, but you will feel the stretch. All right, so we're gonna go same thing here. Back into our rotations, 5 each way. These might feel a little looser now as we're going into our second round. All right, and then same thing through the other side. And this way's a little tighter for me. Really try to breathe into that rotation. Go into that point of tension. Good, 1 more. 5, beautiful. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna grab the PVC pipe, and I'm gonna show you this from 2 different angles. You want your grip to be just wider than your hips. First things first is we're in this tall kneeling position. Our shoulders are pulled back, and you're just trying to work on bringing that PVC pipe and elbows up, and then sliding it back down. Sliding the PVC up and back down. Now you may not get super high. You're just going to what your shoulders allow you to go to. So from the front view here, right? Going up as high as I can while those shoulders are back and down. Good. Trying to get about 2 to 3 more here. It's very similar to that dip motion. We're challenging the mobility of the front part of our shoulders here, really trying to open up that front shoulder joint. A lot of us tend to get tight through that front shoulder joint. Good, and let's just get 1 more good one here. Stay nice and tall through that tall kneeling position. Very good. We'll bring the stick down. We're gonna get into a cross-leg position. Nice and tall, chin's tucked. We're gonna bring our hands out to the side in a Y position. and we're gonna bend at our elbows. Once we get our hands right on top of our head nice and long, and we're sitting tall, we're sitting on the front part of our sit bones, we're trying to see how close we could get our biceps towards our ears. Good, still staying tall. Reaching nice and long. Try to keep the belly relaxed, but keep the head reaching up towards the ceiling, hands reaching up towards the ceiling. You're trying to hold this position for like 20, 25 seconds. We're getting there. A little longer, stay a little taller for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back down. Good, relax for a second. You can round your back, you can straighten your back, just to loosen it up a little bit. So that tests the mobility of our shoulders, but also our middle and lower back as well. So we're gonna go right into it as well. You're gonna find a little bit of lat tension here. Hands out to the side, hands right above the head. And then we're going right into it. Good, keeping that head nice and tall. Staying on the front part of your sit bones. And try not to let the hands come too far forward. Really keeping those hands above the head. Good, stay with it. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly back down. Now that one there, you practice that one daily, 30 seconds, 20 seconds at a time. You'll start to see the difference with that. So we're gonna grab our stick again. Same thing as before. Let's ride our shoulders up. And you'll notice it's gonna feel a little easier after that steeple stretch we just did. Good, keeping those shoulders pinned back. Holding for a second or two up top. There we go. Let's get about 3 to 4 more. Good, 2 more good ones here. There you go. And 1 more. Keeping those shoulders back, don't let the shoulders elevate. Nice, and relax. Now for that, you could always get a wider grip if you need to, if it's just too intense on the shoulders. Okay, so I'm gonna have you get by a wall, a rig, whatever you have that's a little stationary here. Just gonna move the mat over. Similar to our setup before, the only difference is this time we have our arm back, getting it to a comfortable height. Lock that hand in, and with your other arm, you're just rotating the arm and rotating your shoulders, so your shoulders are trying to follow and your chest is trying to follow where your hand goes. And just by doing that there, you're gonna feel a good amount of bicep and shoulder stretch through that back arm. Good. Same thing, we're just opening up the front part of those shoulders, trying to mobilize that tight tissue through our pecs, our biceps, all that tissue around our collarbones. And about 2 to 3 more. Good, 1 more. Good. And just really trying to open up our wingspan and chest with this one here. There you go. Yeah, a little tighter on this side. Can't rotate as far. And the harder and the closer you get towards the wall, towards the rig, the more intense the stretch will become, since your shoulder will be a little more positioned behind you. There you go, 3 more here. And 3. each way. Shake it out a second. Take a deep breath or two. Now you could adjust if you feel like you need to go higher, if you feel like you need to go lower. Listen to your body. With a stretch, you should be feeling like you could go further into it. The second and third rounds, if it's getting more painful and more tense, you probably have to back off how hard you're going on it. There you go. Let's get about 3 to 4 more. Very nice. And then same thing, other side here, here we go. Good, final few rotations. 3 to 4 more. Good, stay nice and tall through it. And 4, good. All right, so final piece here. We're gonna mat out a bit. We're gonna bring our bench into play a bit more here. So find that chair, find that elevated surface. And we're also gonna find the paper towel roll. So what I want you guys doing here is we're going for a lat stretch, but we're going to contract and relax into it. So you're going to grab whatever you have, elbows about shoulder width apart. You're going to back out your knees. You're going to bring the roll behind you. So first things first is you're going to push your elbows down into whatever surface. So you're pushing your elbows down for about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let the elbows relax. Sink your chest into and down towards the ground. Hold it there for about another 5 seconds. Should feel this stretch under the armpits, into the lats a bit. All right, we're going to push down again through our elbows, push down through our elbows. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then sink. There you go. Sink that chest down towards the ground. Now you should start to feel that lat stretch a little bit deeper. If it's into the shoulders, you can bring your elbows out a bit more or not sink as far down. All right, 5 seconds is up. Let's push the elbows down again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then sink down. Might even feel a little bit in the mid back as well. Good way to hold that there. And then final one, push down. Good, and then sink and drop those hands towards your back and chest towards the ground. And then slowly making your way back up. All right, it's a quick way to mobilize the shoulders. Great way to open up your shoulders for swimming. If you have any other questions or want to check out more content, feel free to check us out on our YouTube page and our Instagram page. All right, thanks for tuning in.